Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to be walking you through how to do section views and detail views, specifically with the Automoblox T9 Axle part. You can see it's right here, this piece that's been created for us, it's in our curriculum file. And if we look on the inside, say slice away the front half here with a half section view, we can see there's some interesting stuff going on here. And there's also some like detailed ridges down here. So this is going to be stuff that's really tiny, hard to see, and it's going to be hard to dimension that unless we zoom really far in. That's what a detailed view is for. We also see that there are interior features here that we are not going to be able to see from the outside when it's full. So we're going to need to be able to dig into the inside of the part and dimension there, and that's what the section view is for in a drawing file. So let's go set things up real quick. We're going to do it by going here to New File, and we're going to click on Standard.IDW. That's going to bring up a poster size sheet of paper. I don't want that. I'm going to do some editing first. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to edit the sheet, and I'm going to change that to an A-sized sheet of paper. That's 8.5 by 11 now, something I can print on my printer in my classroom. We can see now that the title block is way too large, so I'm going to go over here to the anti-title block. I'm just going to delete that for now. If you want to leave it in, edit it, do whatever, that's up to you. But now I have a clean sheet to work with. I'm going to come up here, I'm going to place a base view, and because the part that I worked with, the axle, is the first thing is the first thing that pops up. If I needed something different, I could come over here and choose a different part from my project folder, but in this case I've got what I want. We're going to make it a little bit bigger here, maybe like a 5:1 scale. That's pretty good. And in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rotate this so I cannot see the notch, cannot see the cutout right here. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to take this, I'm going to drag it up to the top left corner so the notch is not showing. Now the next step is to create that section view. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on section. I'm going to find the midpoint of the outermost line, which should be, excuse me, first it wants to know a section of what view, so view 1, this first view. Now I'm going to pick the points that I want. So I'm going to go green dot, but look, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to come just outside of that. I'm going to click. I'm going to go find the green dot on the other side. I'm going to go just outside of that. I'm going to click a second time. Then I'm going to choose right click and continue. It's going to ask me where it wants to place the section view that it's just created. So I'm going to go to the bottom left quadrant of this paper. I'm going to choose right about there. I'm going to be, there we go. I've got a section view already in place. And notice the reason that the notch is not showing up in the top view is because now we can see it clearly down here. We do want to add, by the way, I'm going to click and get out of here. I'm going to hit escape. There we go. I'm out of the section view command. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a center line to this. One neat trick that you can do is if you right click and you choose automated center lines, you can choose, this is a whole feature. Make sure that you say you want to look at it from the side. Click OK, and it will go ahead and add that center line in. And if there were other center lines, it would do that as well. But we need to have that so we can dimension to it later on. Now, I'm going to skip dimensioning for now. I'm just going to show you how to place the views. The next step then would be to create a nice little, maybe an isometric view, but why look at the full rotation, right? Let's create an isometric view of the section view. So that's pretty simple. I'm going to project the section view. I'm going to come up here to the top right corner, I'm going to right click, and create. And now I have a section view in isometric form, right? So nice angle view, three-dimensional. It's easy to see what's going on there. And then the last thing I want to do, and then it'll be up to you to dimension, will be to really zoom in, and we want to create a detailed view of these little ridges right here. They seem to be pretty symmetrical, so I'm just going to zoom in on one of them. The easy way to do that is come over here and choose Detail. I'm going to click somewhere right around it. I can adjust this later on. I'm going to click OK. Let's try this again. Detailed view of this section. Let's try this one more time. Detail view. I have to click and why is this not working? There we go, because my prompt was in the way. Okay, so let me do that again for you. This is awkward. I'm glad I'm doing this on video. I click here. Then I have to click in the middle and draw a circle outward. So I'm holding down my left mouse right now, and I'm going to click whenever I want to place the text about right there. and it's going to create a section view, a detailed view, excuse me. I'm going to place that over in the right corner, and you'll notice what it's done then is it's zoomed in on whatever is inside the circle where B is located, which is why it says detailed view for location B. This is a 10:1 scale, so that's pretty zoomed in, right? Now I can go in, I can get the details on like how big this ridge is, how wide it is, things like that, okay? If you do mess up where the placement is, luckily you can go ahead and move it around, and you'll notice that it changes the detail view, right? So if you wanted to zoom in on a different location, if you decided you wanted to be centered, all of those things are possible. If you don't like where the text is located, you can simply click on the B and drag it around to the circle, and you can place it in different locations as well. Just make sure it's clear, right? So hopefully that helps you out, even with a little fumbling around in the middle. You now have a pretty good page set up for the axle that you can go through and you can dimension, similar to what we see on this file right here, which is the dimensions that are given to us in our curriculum. So now what we're going to have students do is go through and actually dimension using the center line, dimension this piece fully. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.